Okay, welcome to the garage. Grease Light in the garage. Just wanted to post this video, little update on the Duster, aka Black Fender, aka the regulator. Recently got the car finished. April 1st was the first test and tune up in Bandimere, Denver, Colorado. That track's at about 5,800 feet. DA was 6,000 to almost 8,000 that day. I think my last run was 7,500, 7,600. So I'm just learning how to drive the car. Last 10, 11 years I've been racing modern Hemis with the Nag 1. So you put them in first and then they auto upshift. So it took a minute for me to get used to shifting a manual valve body. So my first runs up at Bandimere, I had 8 runs. 3 of them were pretty bad because I forgot to shift. I got a little sticker on my dash now that reminds me to shift. The car has a 4,000 RPM stall, and mainly I'm just trying to learn how to launch the car, and I learned a lot this past weekend by using different RPMs with the 2-step. I'm using the 2-step because it's a lot easier to pinpoint the RPMs you want to use. You just put the pedal to the floor and let the little MSD box do its thing. So what I did learn was this past weekend at Pueblo Motorsport Park is about 70 miles south of Denver, and it's at a lower elevation. It's about 4,800 feet. It's about 1,000 feet difference. They started out with snow up here in Colorado Springs. I'm in Colorado Springs. I'm like 30, 40 miles from Pueblo, south of here. And the car picked up from Denver, picked up right around 3/10 and almost 3 miles per hour. A lot of that, or most of that, was from me launching it and learning how to launch it. I used the 2-step most of the day. I think there was 2 runs I forgot to turn it on. My last run I forgot to turn it on, and I don't know how, but the tach was reading 4,500 RPM and the car was standing still. And if you look at the ticket, you can see I was standing still. My reaction time is like 1.5 seconds or something. So I definitely looked at the tach before I took off, and it said 4,500. And when I let off the brake, it felt like 4,500 because, you know, with the bench seat and all that, no bolsters, no nothing. I felt like I was going to fall into the back seat. My 60 foot was a 171, which doesn't sound like much, and it really isn't. But at this altitude, with a naturally aspirated small block, that's 10 to 1s, with a 500 lift cam, 410 gears, and a 727. It did a little bit. Bad thing was that was my last run. The track closed at 5, and that run was at 5:30. They actually let us have one more run. So had I known that at the beginning of the day, I don't know, maybe could have cut a 12:30 or maybe a 12:20. So, you know, but this is what it's all about, is testing and tuning. Sorry I didn't have any track video. I didn't have, and nobody wanted to go with me, so I was solo dolo, and I wasn't able to get any content. Even when I went to Denver, you know, my buddy filmed for me. But you know, I'm just used to doing things by myself and trying to get things done. So my content has been slacking lately. I keep saying I'm going to improve that, and that's my plan. As you can see, I'm just sitting in my garage now, trying to make a video. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the time slips and go over the RPMs and whatnot. I'm hopefully going to take it to a lower elevation to see what it can do And hopefully I can get my subscriptions up to 500, so in September I can come out to Sykeston and join you guys at the No Name Nationals. So let me turn this camera around real quick. Okay, here's those time slips. As you can see, the car progressively got better as the day went on. Started out with 12.7 at 106, excuse me, 12.7 at 104, followed by 12.7 at 106. So on that first run, I didn't use the two-step. Came off the launch about 3,500. It was one of my best 60 foots. The second run, which is actually the first slip, I got them in the wrong order. I attempted to just flash the converter, so I was around 1,500 RPM, and I smashed the throttle, smashed the pedal, and it really almost died. So I don't know if I don't have enough in a squirter or what's going on with that. So the car definitely doesn't leave off idle or, at a lower RPM. This third run, I came off the two-step, but I also did a plug change. So I had the Autolite 3924s, and I replaced them with NGKs. I don't know the exact number, but I know they're number 7s, and I believe they're colder than the Autolites, and the car immediately picked up time. So it went from 796 to 668 at 105. This run here, the ticket booth wasn't working, but I just went up to the tower and they wrote it down for me, and again it picked up more time. I did leave with the two-step on that one at 3,500, so I went from 12.68 or 6.6 to 6.1, and I basically hot lapped out this run. That one was at 2.11. The next one was at 2.27, 6.0. And if you notice, the 60 foots are pretty much the same, 1.7s across the board. And I wrote the RPMs up at the top of the slips. So this 12.7 here, I turned the two-step down to 2,500 to see if I could run up on the converter, but like I said, with the 1,500, it did not like it, so it dropped back to 12.7. And then my buddy is he is the track manager down there, one of the track managers, and I asked him if I was getting a good burnout, and he said no. So he helped me do a longer burnout, which seemed to help the car stick more at the line, and I set the two-step back to 3,400 for this run at 5.02. Ended up running a 12.5, so a considerable pickup on that one. But the 60 foot is still, 1.77. And then for my last run, I came back around, pretty much hot lapped it, and I forgot to turn on a two-step. So on this run, as you can see, it says 4,500. I was at the tree for a good second, and I was watching the tack, and I didn't understand why it was at 4,500. But when I let off, it definitely launched a lot better. And as you can see, that was my best 60 and my best ET of the day, mile per hour. So that's just a little update of where I'm at. And if anybody can tell me how a 4,000 stall is able to run up to 4,500 on the line without, locking up and going, please let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching.